Let me briefly review what the United States believes to be the central elements of today's agreement. First, the unanimous reaffirmation that UNPROFOR will remain in Bosnia. In order to do so, its ability to fulfill its mandate will be strengthened. We're all painfully aware of UNPROFOR's shortcomings. Nevertheless, we agree that UNPROFOR's collapse in the face of Bosnian Serb aggression can only lead to far greater humanitarian tragedy and strategic danger in the Balkans. Second, and of most immediate concern, Gorazde will be defended. Bosnian Serb leaders are now on notice that an attack against Gorazde will be met by substantial and decisive air power. Secretary Perry and General Shalikashvili can speak more fully on the military aspects of the plan, but let me make just a couple of points. Any air campaign in Gorazde will include significant attacks on significant targets. There will be no more pinprick strikes. Moreover, existing command and control arrangements for use of NATO air power will be significantly adjusted to ensure that responsiveness and unity of purpose are achieved. The new system is a much improved system. Third, we will take steps to stabilize the situation in Sarajevo. Its people must be fed. French and British troops from the Rapid Reaction Force will take action to open and secure humanitarian access routes. At the same time, we agreed more broadly on the need to fulfill the United Nations' other mandates, including that in the other safe areas. In this regard, we're especially concerned about the escalating Bosnian Serb attacks in Bihać. Fourth, we agreed on the need to support ongoing efforts to address Bosnians' deep humanitarian needs, which have certainly been exacerbated by the fighting in Srebrenica and Zepa. We intend and we're urging others to increase our contribution, especially in advance of the coming winter. Fifth, we reaffirmed our belief that the conflict in Yugoslavia can only be resolved by a political settlement. Today we received an update from the European Union's representative, Carl Bildt, and we underscored our support for his work. Tonight, the contact group ministers will be meeting with Mr. Bildt to review his political efforts. At the same time, during the conference, I made clear our belief that so long as the Bosnian Serb aggression continues, any political process is doomed to failure. Our first step must be to take action that can return an element of stability on the ground. At that point, we agreed that a countrywide ceasefire should be declared, which can be used as a basis for a resumption of the negotiations. Finally, today's participants are fully aware of the risks that will accompany any effort to implement UN's UNPROFOR's mission more vigorously. The Bosnian Serbs have taken hostages before, and they may do so again. As part of today's plan, we're urging the United Nations to take steps immediately to minimize the exposure of its personnel. At the same time, we're determined that the taking of hostages will no longer be allowed to prevent the implementation of our policies. We're also resolved to hold the Bosnian Serb leaders fully responsible for the safety and personnel of any UN personnel that they have detained. Let me say again that President Clinton is committed to working with our partners, all of them, especially France and Britain, to see that the decisions we take today are translated into reality. We do not seek to make the international community a participant in the war in Bosnia, but we're determined to make another, perhaps final effort to fulfill the world's responsibilities in Bosnia. Today's meeting was a necessary first step toward that goal. Now we must act. Thank you. I believe that Secretary Perry and General Shalikashvili will now